Hey everybody, welcome to Real Talk. It's July 21st and we're brought to you by Sun Basin Theaters here at Deer Park Cinema. My name is Cassidy Tamburo and you can find me on Twitter at Cassidy Tamburo. And I'm joined here with Camrin Meyer.
Hi, I'm Camrin Meyer. You can follow me at Twitter at Camrin_Meyer. Theater usher extraordinaire, here to tell you to follow the red line and enjoy.
And I'm also here with Catherine Atkins.
Hi, I'm Catherine Atkins and I'm in the middle because I'm important.
And so the first movie we're talking about today is Lights Out, and it's rated PG-13 and it starts July 22nd. And it's starring Teresa Palmer as Rebecca, Gabriella Bateman as Martin, and Maria Bello as Sophie.
When her little brother Martin experiences the same events that once tested her sanity, Rebecca works to unlock the truth behind the terror, which brings her face to face with an entity that has an attachment to their mother, Sophie. Let's take a look at that trailer.
Everyone is afraid of the dark. And that's what she feeds on.
Show yourself.
Click, 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 click.
Okay, so do you think the idea of having the ghostly entity exist only in the dark is a little bit blunt, or do you think that it's a good way to build a false sense of security in the audience?
I don't know, I kind of feel like it's a little bit of both. I mean, like, on the one hand, it's like, you know, oh, they lurk in the shadows. Nah, she's just literally, like, if you turn on the light, you're good. I don't know, it feels a tiny bit like the filmmakers are just sort of beating us over the head with the, you know, the whole symbolism of, like, the shadows versus the light. On the other hand, though, I don't know. I feel like there's probably going to be a scare at some point in the movie where they're in the light and they think they're okay.
And the power goes out or something. I think, like, if you make it into the story, like, if it has a backstory, like, in the short film, she can take out plugs and stuff so like turns off the light, which can add suspense to it, too. So I think if they do it right, it'll be fine.
I think so, probably, too.
I
Yeah.
think so, too. Yeah, it'll be fine.
So director David Sandberg actually based this movie on a 2013 short film of his own creation, submitted to the Who's There Film Festival. Do you think that transforming a short film into a full feature is lazy, or do you think it's a good way to refine ideas?
I think all big stories start out as kind of small stories or like small ideas, so I don't see why you couldn't take a small idea and expand it into something bigger.
You know, I totally agree with that, actually. Because, like, I know that, like, every person that I've ever talked to that wants to do something creative with their life is like, yeah, so, you know, right now I'll make something small that sort of holds the core of what I'm trying to do. And then, you know, maybe one day if I become successful, I'll take that idea and I'll inflate it up, turn it into something that I envisioned all those years ago.
Or even in the creative process, you're like, I kind of have this idea for something, but I haven't fleshed it out yet, and that's just what it is, so.
Yeah. Catherine here, as you may already know, is actually the graphic designer for the show. She knows quite a bit about art. Definitely a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
Well put.
Well put, Cameron.
Many horror films have fallen short of audiences' expectations in recent years. Do you think Lights Out will do the same, or do you think that it could really stand out?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the horror industry is just so dominated by those same tropes that they always use over and over again.
The haunted house thing, you mean?
The haunted house thing, the ghost is after you thing. I don't know. I feel like the idea of being able to hide in the dark, you know, and just... Or sorry, the idea of the ghost being there in the dark and then away in the light. I think, though, it's like a cool sort of like catchy, flashy gimmick. I'm not so sure if that alone really justifies it being a good movie. So you think people need
some like a murder story or something rather than like a ghost story?
I don't know, but at the same time, murder stories have been done so many times, you know? It just feels like no matter what direction a horror movie goes in these days,
it's been done.
Yeah, at least to some extent. So unless they like pull some twist out of here that I can't foresee, I think that it's going to it's going to be okay, but I think, again, it's going to fall under those same tropes.
Probably.
You would think so?
I get scared over everything, so like any horror movie is good for me. But I think a lot of people, I mean, if you watch like 100 horror movies, you might be like, that's been done. Like, of course it's been done before. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so for people like me, it'd probably be like, oh, okay, I'll go watch it, I guess. But other people, it'd be like, well, that's been done. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
What do you think, Cassidy?
I think that people love horror movies, like a lot of people do, and even if it's been done a lot before, people are going to still go see it because it's a new horror movie and they want to be scared.
No, I agree. Yeah. I think it's going to be successful in the box office.
So, does the premise of this film scare you? Are you ready to be afraid of the dark again?
Dude, like, listen. Like, already I'll just be like,
I'm still scared of the dark.
I'll
Yeah.
just like, yeah, again? What do you mean?
Yeah, that never stops.
I'll just like wake up in the dead of night at home, and I'll just peer out my window, be
I
like,
can't do that.
I'll be like,
like the,
is there a lizard man out there?
what gets me is like when I'm walking down the hallway from like the bathroom to my room or something, I'll like try to walk casually, and then by the end I have to like speed walk into my room. Like I can't make it. Like, so
Yeah, it's like almost like a self-perpetuating, like, I gotta be quiet to be quiet, and then it's like, I gotta be quiet because someone's chasing me because I'm being quiet.
Yeah, no, I think it's just our fear of the dark is just like you don't know what's in there, and then you just imagine the worst thing ever. So
You know, that actually might be this movie's strongest point. It's just that you don't see it coming. As straightforward and literal as that may be. Fun times.
So, our next movie is Star Trek Beyond, and it's rated PG-13 and it starts July 22nd. And it's starring Chris Pine as Kirk, Zachary Quinto as Spock, and Sophia Boutella as Jayla, and Idris Elba as Krall.
The first leg of the USS Enterprise's 5-year mission takes them into uncharted territory. There, the Enterprise is nearly destroyed and strands Kirk and his crew on a remote planet with no means of communication. Kirk must then work with the elements to reunite his crew and get back to Earth. Scotty, beam up that trailer.
I know why you're here. Why we are all here.
Our captain will come for us. Mercy will be the last thing on his mind.
I am counting on it.
After the worldwide success of 2013 Star Trek Into the Darkness, are you expecting another record breaker for the third installment of the new Star Trek series?
What's that look?
it's just all on you, Cameron. That's all.
Okay, it's
that's
all on me, yeah?
On you.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, well, it's all on me. Well, for those of you that don't know, Star Trek Into Darkness had, like, the highest amount of grossing for, like, worldwide ticket sales for, like, any Star Trek movie in the past, be that J.J. Abrams' Star Trek or not. You see, essentially, it even though it didn't do good in the United States itself, it broke all sorts of records elsewhere around the world. And I think, just based on everything that I've seen and read so far, I think the new Star Trek movie, Beyond, might even have the capability to go past that. I mean, I've never been that much of a Trekkie, but I think it looks pretty good.
I'll trust you, Cameron.
Yeah, you'll trust
I'll
me,
trust
Catherine?
you.
Yeah, you'll trust me?
Yeah,
Thanks for trusting me.
I trust you.
How long have we known each other? Like, what, like...
A little while.
A little, yeah. You know, like 9 years, whatever. You'll trust.
I'll
okay.
trust you.
You'll trust me.
Into the Darkness's domestic box office disappointment is attributed by many to the fact that the film's central antagonist, Khan, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, was lied about and covered up in marketing. Do you think that Krall was sold hard enough by marketing to draw big crowds into the domestic box office?
Okay, well, this is like... What are you, the Emperor from Star Wars
No,
now?
I'm listening to you.
Alrighty, well, for those of you that don't know, Star Trek Into Darkness, essentially whenever promotional images or teaser trailers were revealed, showing Khan or Khan's silhouette or anything like that, the press would ask the filmmakers, is the villain Khan? Because he's like one of the most famous, iconic Star Trek villains ever, right? I'm sure that even you, someone that doesn't know very much about Star Trek, has heard Khan.
Maybe once or twice.
Catherine's in the middle because she's important. But essentially, the theory is that because they kept on saying, "Oh no, it's not Khan," because they're trying to keep it a surprise for the actual movie, they sort of just sold him as generic villain, didn't give his name or anything, and everybody was really, really turned off by that idea. They were like, "Oh, it's Star Trek versus Mr. Nobody."
So they felt betrayed?
Exactly. They kind of felt betrayed, and they thought it was going to be boring, so then not a lot of people came to see it in the United States. And because of that, it didn't do that well here. But on the other hand, I think that Krall is being sold up pretty well. I mean, the guy looks totally brutal. Assuming that the pictures are being shown right now. He's like a crazy predator dude, but like civilized. It's hard to put into words.
A predator with a suit?
A predator with a suit.
Yeah.
Like a wolf in like a nice like 3-piece, just like walking around.
He's the villain.
He's the villain. Next question, please.
The film's main antagonist, the predatory Krall, is actually a completely new villain from a completely new alien species, not introduced in the original Star Trek series. Does this intrigue or draw your attention, or do you think the new villain might not live up to Star Trek's acclaimed past?
Well, I don't know. I think it's definitely a cool idea that they're expanding on like that super legendary Star Trek like lore, with all the different aliens they've talked about in the past. Introducing a new one and then immediately making him like the primary antagonist is really awesome, I think. I mean, like, it's the same as if they had all of Star Wars and then they were just like, oh, and then there's these bad guys that aren't the Empire. It really captured people's attention. I don't know. I think it's going to draw a lot of people in. I think people are going to be mystified by him. I mean, certainly I am. Because like whenever I've talked about one of the Star Trek movies to my mom, she's like, "Oh yeah, this character did this character did that." I think it's going to draw in a lot of people from the younger generation. And I think maybe even more people from the older generation, just curious to see what this new Star Trek.
You were right. Star Trek.
What this new Star Trek villain can do.
Yeah.
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 So, Jayla, played by Sophia Boutella, another new central character, is described as a warrior and a new ally to the marooned crew of the USS Enterprise. She is, in fact, another completely new character from a completely new race in the Star Trek universe. Do you think the introduction of this new black and white ally could keep Star Trek fresh?
I think it could, really. I mean, like in the past couple Star Trek movies, we've really mostly just seen the crew of the Enterprise portrayed by new actors, but, the same characters that we've known since, well, like 50 years ago, actually.
Beginning of time.
Yes. In the beginning, there was Kirk. I think it's a really good idea, actually. I think that they're going to do a terrific job mixing things up, keeping dialogue friendly, well, maybe not friendly, but funny, and fluent, instead of just, having the same interactions between the same characters.
So, like you just said, 2016 marks the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and to celebrate this landmark, director Justin Lin has promised us 50 newly introduced species of aliens, of which Krall and Jayla are just 2. Are you excited to see more than all the aliens in Star Trek and Into the Darkness combined this Friday?
That's a lot.
It's a lot of aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, just because I'm a hardcore Star Wars fanboy, though, I'm gonna throw back up in everybody's faces that Star Wars Episode 7 had 105, I think, individual practical effects, aliens, and robots. That being said, though, it wasn't like 50 brand new species. That must have taken like teams and teams, scores of artists, hours and hours to come up with 50 unique ones that all look good, feel like they could fit in the Star Trek universe, and are actually practical to like pull off with, effects to actually be put in the movie.
It'd be cool to see like a wave of these new characters, you know, all looking different with different arms and different eyes and
Everything's
the whole shebang.
different ears, different noses.
Different eyelashes. You can keep going.
Miraculous! This species is nearly identical to humans, but their eyelashes.
Purple eyelashes.
They're purple!
New species.
So our next movie is Ice Age Collision Course, and it's rated PG, and it starts July 22nd. And it's starring Ray Romano.
Yes, Ray Romano.
Ray Romano as Manny, Queen Latifah as Ellie, Keke Palmer as Peaches, John Leguizamo as Sid, Dennis Leary as Diego, and Simon Pegg as Buck.
You want to say the thing?
Who the heck is Peaches? I don't know who Peaches is.
Anywho, back in the 5th all-new installment of the Ice Age series, Scrat's pursuit of his acorn catapults him outside of Earth, where he accidentally sets off a series of cosmic events that transform and threaten the planet. To save themselves, Manny, Sid, Diego, and the rest of the herd leave their home and embark on a quest full of thrills and spills, laughter and adventure, while traveling to exotic new lands and encountering a host of colorful new characters. Let's
The mother of all asteroids screaming towards us. We go to that crash site, search for clues, and then figure out how to stop it. Who's with me?
Crash and Eddie reporting for duty.
Duty.
Oh boy.
Our mammal friends are back for their 5th installment in the new Ice Age series, faced with their fourth apocalyptic event. Do you think that the Ice Age formula can still please older crowds?
I think, in a word, no.
No, you don't think so? You
I don't
didn't get
think
lost
so.
us?
At least not older audiences. Like, people our age and older, I don't think we want to see this movie at all.
No, I watched the first two, and I barely remember the second one. It's just kind of like there was a second mammoth or something happened. I don't remember, but, no, I don't know.
The in-joke of the day is that, Catherine doesn't know who Peaches is.
Peaches is. It's just like all these characters, I knew who they are. Except I don't know who Buck is either, actually.
If you know who Peaches is, tweet
think-
at
I
Cameron_Meyer.
I think-
Let me know. I'll reprimand her for every one of you that responds.
It's either like a little shrew, or something like huge, and then the joke is that peaches are small, and it's like this giant dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. Peaches is a dinosaur.
This is...
He survived.
Hashtag who is Peaches?
Who's Peaches?
Fire it up on Twitter. Get the entire internet moving on this one.
I don't know who Peaches is. He's my favorite though. Whoever he is. I don't. Why not? Why? Yeah, it's probably a he. Peaches is my favorite.
So, the Ice Age herd is growing larger and larger with each subsequent installment in the series. Do you think that's a good way to keep things fresh, or does it just jam up the script?
It just confuses me, obviously.
Who's Peaches?
They're gonna introduce Kiwi, and then I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
There are so many Ice Age, like, main characters now. I don't even know all the names. There's
Are you
like...
confused? You're confused too.
It's like Manny, Sid, and Diego from the first one.
Yeah, and then
after that it's Ellie, Crash, and Eddie, I think, from the second one. After that it's like...
Peaches?
Yeah.
And then...
Peaches and Buck. And after that, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where I stopped. I mean, to be fair, I've only seen, like one more Ice Age movie than you have?
Right.
But at least I know who Peaches is.
This one's the fourth one, right?
This is fifth.
Fifth one.
This is the fifth Ice Age movie.
I don't know where I've been.
There's way too many main characters. I just need to say it now.
Whatever happened to that little boy in the first movie? I'm still hung up about that.
You're still hung up, but they took him back to his Neanderthal family.
Yeah, but where are they now?
Where are they now?
They should have a Where Are They Now movie.
Given the life expectancy, I'd say they're probably dead.
What?
It happened.
No.
It happened just off screen, devoured by a different saber-toothed
Like
tiger.
as soon as they leave, they get out of that cave
They
and they take a turn.
accidentally drop him in the snow.
Oh no!
And he freezes, and then he's like revived in the future, 2,000 years later.
I want to see that movie.
No, 2,000 years. That's still 8,000 years ago. 12,000 years later. How's about that? Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's canon now.
I want to see that movie. Okay.
So, with the exception of Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, the series has been seeing a general trend of declining critic ratings. Do you think Collision Course will follow this trend?
Yeah. If I remember right, according to IMDb, it's like, 7.1, 6.9, 7, 6.6.
It's going down.
It's just slowly going down, with the exception of Dawn of the Dinosaurs, which, mind you, is the introduction of Peaches.
Oh, is it the dinosaur? Is Peaches the dinosaur?
Hashtag who is Peaches? I think it's gonna do not that great. I mean, I think critics are gonna pan it. I think that everybody our age and older is going to pan it. I think kids will probably enjoy it, though.
Yeah. My cousin will probably be into it. Just because
How old's your cousin?
11.
That age.
That age.
That age.
But they're going to lose her soon if they don't.
Yeah, if they don't speed
That's
things
on the
up.
edge. And
It's
she'll
on-
turn 12 and then it'll be it. That's it.
Game over, man.
Game over.
Even if adults are craving a more sophisticated film, do you expect children to enjoy the new show? And ultimately, do you think we'll see another Ice Age movie in the near future?
I don't want to see another Ice Age movie in the near future. Do I feel like we're gonna get one though?
After one.
I think one was actually a good film. I liked it a lot. It was funny. It had like actual
made you
feeling
sad.
behind the
You're
characters. Exactly.
And he's all by himself. And then they ruined it by giving him a girlfriend. They ruined the whole thing.
Destroyed his character.
Yeah, that was his whole character, is that he was alone, and then they ruined it.
Yep, and they just gave him a girlfriend.
Was it not his girlfriend?
Anywho, I don't think they're gonna make another one. I just get that vibe.
I think they'll make tons of them. They'll make it into a series on television.
Well, we'll put it up here right now. I'm just gonna say, back in that silence, we better have put hashtag Who is Peaches.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
As if you have the power.
So our last movie for today is Absolutely Fabulous, and the movie Absolutely Fabulous the movie. It's rated R and starts July 22nd, and it's starring Jennifer Saunders as Adina Monsoon, Joanna Lumley as Patsy Stone, and Julia Sawala as Saffron.
Based on the 20-year-long UK hit TV series of the same name, blamed for a major incident of an uber-fashionable launch party, they become entangled in a media storm and are relentlessly pursued by the paparazzi. Fleeing penniless to the glamorous playground of the super-rich, the French Riviera, they hatch a plan to make their escape permanent and live the high life forever. Let's take a look at that Brexit.
Police continue to search the Thames after fashion.
How bad can this be? I mean,
You have killed Kate Moss.
Absolutely Fabulous was a smash hit in the UK, running for more than 20 years before the show's final conclusion. 4 years after the show's conclusion, we're seeing a film made. Do you think that successful writing on TV translates to successful writing on the silver screen?
I don't know. I feel like a lot more needs to happen in a movie than does like a single episode of a TV show. I feel like in TV shows, generally there's a conflict that starts at the beginning of the episode and is resolved within 30 minutes of screen time later, whereas with a movie, you have like 2 hours to kill.
I think it's really difficult. I know a lot of shows that I really, really enjoyed and then they turn into movies that I didn't like because a 30-minute show is like a short, pretty short frame of time, and to expand that into 2 hours is really difficult. Some people can do it, but I think it's hard to do that.
Yeah, so definitely does not automatically translate to success on the big screen.
So, do you think this British film has a chance to succeed in the USA, or do you think more moviegoers will feel distanced by the British humor?
I don't know. I feel like there'll be people that go to see it. I feel like a lot of those people are going to have the humor totally lost on them, though.
I like British humor.
Yeah?
Yeah, like Monty Python. It's more dry.
Okay.
It's more dry.
Yeah.
And kind of sarcastic, and I like that kind of sense of humor. It's kind of stupid sometimes, and I like that too. It's like
Monty Python is hilarious.
That's my
you know,
sense of humor.
I actually,
like Hitchhiker's Guide. That was British.
Yeah,
I really
it was.
like that.
You're right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I like British humor.
You're right. You're thinking on the optimistic side of things. I'm just like, different people, different humor, weird.
No, I enjoy it. So.
No, you're right. You're right. I loved the Mr. Bean movie.
I'm not so much about the physical comedy, but yeah. I mean, if you're into that slapstick, then
but so much of it is just like, what's he gonna do? Exactly what you expect.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, being a tie-in to a TV series, do you think Absolutely Fabulous is looking at a pretty big opening weekend in the UK? After all, it already has established a viewer base.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it's gonna do really good in the UK. I mean, like, clearly the show wouldn't have lasted 20 years if not for the fact that it were like really well received.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, how many shows can you name off the top of your head at all that have lasted 20 years?
The Simpsons. That lasted 40 years. I get double points for that.
In the middle because you're important.
In the middle because I'm important.
Yeah, that's right. Simpsons.
The Simpsons, and then there's...
Didn't think so.
That one lasted 40 years, so like I said, that's double points.
Double points, okay.
Okay. Well, you go, Cameron.
Point is, the show clearly has a following. I think it's going to get lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of money in the UK.
Pokemon. It's lasted 20 years now?
Well, that's the games.
No, the series. I mean, 1996 to...
It was 98 to current. So it's only 18.
That was close.
You were only 2 years.
Call me back in 2 years.
Okay.
We'll do this again.
Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching, and I'm Cassidy Tamburo, and you can find me on Twitter at Cassidy Tamburo.
I've been Camrin Meyer. If you have any comments, any questions, anything at all to say about the show or about me, or I guess this one, since she doesn't have a Twitter, please tweet me at Camrin_Meyer. I am so lonely. What are you going to say for your outro, Catherine?
Bye. I'm Catherine. Bye.
Catherine, she's in the middle because she was important. Take care. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night, everybody.